Bruno Fernandes' exit is being discussed by Fabrizio Romano, and the fan base are reacting on a meltdown. We are here to talk about that, of course, because that is kind of a little bit of a breaking news this Saturday. When we all thought we got a really little bit of a rest, it's weekend, Champions League final. But no, there's always a story regarding Manchester United. We're the biggest club in the world. We're going to talk about Sir Jim Ratcliffe as well. What is the ambition? Is it too slow? Is it more to save money? We're also going to talk about some positive news regarding the centre-back situation, as Fabrizio Romano also spoken of. Apparently, we're looking for a left-footed centre-back and a right-footed centre-back. Who are they? I've been speaking to the market a little bit, and also, you know what? Regarding Ten Hag's situation, it's getting really, really frustrating for us fans. What is Ineos' intent? Are they looking to win things, or are they going on a tortoise pace? We're going to discuss everything, but you know what to do. I want you to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get ready for a jam-packed show, and get involved in the VR room. You know what to do. We'll be back in a couple of seconds.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
And success, it's all that we want to achieve, people. Good afternoon. This fantastic, beautiful Saturday morning, 100%. Sorry about the glitches. We have gremlins in the house controlling the stream. And actually, the gremlin is me, Mick. How you doing, guys? Listen, at the end of the day, we're going to have a discussion because this has been reported widely now by majority of the fan channels. And I didn't want to really, get myself out this comfort zone like it's a rest day. But still, we got to talk about it as a community regarding Bruno Fernandes, because there were some rumblings, and I heard it on the grapevine, confirmed as well months ago, that Bruno Fernandes actually went up to the board, went to Sir Jim Ratcliffe to ask, what is your ambition? And as soon as he heard what Sir Jim Ratcliffe had to say, he probably went to his agent to say, look, I love this club, you know what I mean? I'm not here for the money. I want to win things because Bruno is a winner. He's been working his socks off, playing injuries, having broken bones, but still play, right? So he's probably told his agent, and then his agent is now currently touring around big clubs, speaking to potential suitors for Bruno, but not only Bruno. Let me be clear. The agent has other players on his books as well that he's talking potential. So, but part of this, because Bruno is his Miguel Pinto's, that is the name of the agent. Bruno is his star. 100%. And is it about more of a contract extension? Bruno is 29 years of age. Let's have a discussion regarding that. He's on 250k per week. Is he looking for more of a pay rise? I think Bruno deserves a little bit of a pay rise because he's been working his ass off. He's been the most consistent player, out of all of them, right? He's been carrying this team. So, of course, you're going to ask a little bit, can you increase my pay? Because Mason Mount got given the number 7 shirt and also getting paid 250 a week, and has been, not even playing for United. I believe that Mason Mount, at the end of the day, was kind of recruited in to be the Bruno replacement. But what is Ineos' plan at the moment is very dubious. Alarm bells is going off. I've started this reporting this week that I don't feel confident in what they're doing, right? It screams to me that they're more looking to save money because evidently they've been go around offering people redundancy packages, cutting down the costs. They're looking at the overall squad optimization, and that's why you have Dale Breswell been there interviewing a lot of players. You have Wilcox coming in to set a style of play. And you have an FA Cup win, which guarantees you another 75 million in the coffers, in TV rights. So why is this kind of a project, a vanity project that doesn't really sort of marry up with the winners? Because I thought Ineos were winners, right? But they want to win the slow way. This is the perception that I'm getting, right? At the end of the day, guys, I want to hear from you. What do you think? And big up for everyone that's tuning in. Let's have a look what your chat is saying. For me, it feels like, they are looking to save money more than actually caring about winning. You're not a billionaire that just invested 2 billion in your own pocket and just, looking to sort of and I'm not interested to make money. Of course, you got to cut costs. You're seeing that 100%, Rafael Varane, that was on 18 million point two per year, is gone. Arguably our best centre backs, instead of negotiating with Rafa to say stay another 3 years, reduce your wages. But it'd be damning if Rafael Varane then goes to another Premier League club. But who can afford his wages? Rafael Varane is already a millionaire, so he loves this club, right? So it's wrong to get rid of players that really want to play for the club, right? So this is the final testament. And then, of course, Martial is gone, another high earner, on 275 or something like that. Mercenaries, well, bye-bye, sayonara. Then they're looking to get rid of Casemiro, whose legs is gone. So I love Casemiro, but legs is gone. If you can get some money for him, reportedly saying we're going to get 50 million euros, some Saudi clubs are in for him. So that's good, because he's instantly on 17 million or something per year. And also Ericsson, which is on 250 per year. So there's a lot of savings that they're doing. But my feeling is that they are looking at optimization, because that's what Ineos is all about, as according to the past couple of streams that I've been talking about. What does it mean? Optimization. Well, what is it? Marginal gains. They're looking pretty much like, what is this squad on paper? How can we improve it? If we fix the medical department, what it would be if we get rid of Ten Hag, and then we can bring back Sancho and Greenwood and all these players that fell out with Ten Hag, and maybe Rashford will be performing better. At the end of it, that's value, right? So I'm sure they looked at every single thing. But the thing is, Ten Hag was out of the door, what most media reports were saying, But something that changed is the fan sentiment. Everyone was now starting to back Ten Hag, because we don't want to see a Glazer 2.0. And we're kind of getting a little bit of a suspicious about Ineos. The honeymoon period is over, right? We've been giving you a grace. We've been watching you from the grapevine, but there's no smoke without fire, right? So the proof will be in the pudding what you're going to do in the summer. For I have a suspicion that they're not going to spend that much money. I have a suspicion that they are looking to reduce the wage bill. They're looking for people that are earning more than 250 to get rid of them. They don't really care, right? If we get rid of Bruno Fernandes, who we're going to play? Oh, we have Mason Mount on the books. Yeah, maybe Mason can play, right? So it is a little bit of a uncertainty. And if you haven't been really given the answer from the establishment, because they don't really know as of yet, which is shambolic, right? Of course, you're going to look around, and if you're going to recruit players on the market, their agent's going to ask, who's going to be your next manager? We don't know. Hey, we're going. Let us know when you have a clear answer. And what is the project? Am I part of this project? I certainly have a feeling in a certain ways that if you just go back in timeline, what happened in January, when they basically Trollers Limited took over Manchester United on Christmas Eve, if you all remember the statement. But since then, they've been given the keys to the kingdom. But they were not really backing, nobody was really backing Ten Hag. He was left hung out to dry there. No money for even a loan, right? A lot of injuries. The club knew this. Were they setting up Ten Hag for failure? Yeah, let's see what you can play with, what you got, right? And everyone's complaining we don't have a style of play, we don't have this. But you know what? He wasn't even backed by Glazers and the Ineos. So my suspicion is they're going to go on the cheap market, right? Look at players that is out of contract, or players that's got 1 year left on his contract, which has been widely reported. We're not going to see the Galacticos signings. So forget everything about what you're seeing over 60 million. Even Brentwaite will not even be included in the squad, right? Into the equation. Of course, they admire him, but the price is too much, right? Are we stingy FC all of a sudden? I get that, right? But I don't think we're going to spend more than 100 million, to be honest. Even if the reports are saying that we are going to be able to spend 260, I don't think they're going to do that. So for me, it sounds like it's going to be like in the January. They're not going to sack Ten Hag because of financial issues. To sack Ten Hag is going to cost them 11 million. Plus, you got to get rid of other coaching staff as well. And then you got to bring in another coach. You got to pay money and salaries and their coaching staff as well. And nobody's really talking about the Zerbi. That's gone really quiet. That is a smokescreen and diversion in a way. So I kind of suspect they are speaking to De Zerbi in a way. Poch and Tuchel are there. They're desperate for a job, but United don't really see them as a candidate, right? They want more of a coach that is a yes man, will have no say in the transfer market. Apparently, we pick your players and set the style of play, and you just say which one you want, and we go and get them. Fine, that's how a professional club works. But I believe that they're going to get him players that he doesn't want, and they were going to say like, okay, Eric, we give you certain players, work with it, and see what you get with. If you don't make it, we're going to give you the sack. And the way they give the manager the sack is in December, because that means they don't have to pay him nothing, right? 1 year left on his contract. So are they setting up the manager for failure here deliberately because financial issues? A lot of good questions to be asked as well. Anyway, big up for you. Jamie Wayne is here as per first. Heads better fucking roll if this happens. Exactly. Now the honeymoon is over, Jamie. I mean, we got to look at it. Big up Angie as well. What she's saying here, we cannot lose Bruno. He actually keep this team together. He's the glue. What's the problem with Bruno? I don't get those Bruno haters. Bruno is the only one, the first signing after Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, arguably to say that's been hitting the ground running from day one. His stats are phenomenal. Of course, sometimes he does the Hollywood passes, doesn't pay off. But you know what? There's no reason why he's up there, right up there, even better than KDB. You know what I mean? So just because he's not a dribbler or he takes risk, but that's Bruno, right? He's supposed to play like behind the striker to create chances, and that is what is the best in the business. Remember the FA Cup goal, right? He just sees things that we don't see 2 steps before it even happens, right? The weighted pass that came in from Garnacho, the chamois from Wan-Bissaka to lure the defender, to try to lure him down, and that beautiful pass just poof to Kode, and Kode lays it in. That's Bruno for you. When it pays off, it's absolutely smashing. John Edmund, what you're saying here, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Ineos need to decide about Ten Hag. 100%. I think they already did. No player will come to a club if they don't know who the manager is. Exactly. We need, we are not Chelsea. And this is becoming a clown show, people, right? They've been saying that they've been promising a lot of things like, we're going to get the business done before, Euros and preseason. I don't think so. Omar Barada starts in 2 weeks' time. Why are they sitting on the fingers, on the ass and not making any decisions while others are signing, right? If you are Ten Hag, be fair to the guy to say, at least you would have given him the sack before, directly after the FA Cup, because all the managers' jobs is gone. Surely can go on to Bayern, and Bayern didn't get the first choice manager. Bayern rejected Hansi Flick. Bayern rejected Ragnick. That was actually one of our coaches as well. They rejected so many managers, and Ten Hag was on that list as preferred choice, right? So it doesn't really make sense to me. Either they told Ten Hag, we are sticking with you, bear with us, go on holiday. We're going to have this season review just to figure out the budgets, the figures, who the targets are. And Ten Hag is coming back apparently next week to work because he's a workaholic. He wants to prepare for the season. He wants to win. And basically, he won us 2 trophies, got us to 3 finals in 2 years, although we've been derailed by injuries. Certainly, that is an excuse, and a valid excuse if you look at off-the-field issues and on-the-pitch issues. But to actually go on the market to say, we need to sell Bruno Fernandes, we need to get rid of our best centre-back. We need to get rid of one of the arguably the best CDMs ever played, not really ever played, but you know what I mean, Casemiro, which wasn't his first choice signing either way, right? Which the club paid silly money for and offered silly wages. And they kept doing the same mistake by signing a Mason Mount for 60 million. Now I want to sort of dive into more of a positive news, because I just want to hyperventilate. Let me know if you think that they are actually setting up this club for failure. Because if you go back in interviews, if you really listen to what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is saying, he's saying fans needs to have patience. Change will not happen in a switch of a light bulb. I get that. But what is your winning ambitions? Is your winning ambitions to go out to get young British talent, English Premier League proven, to overpay on that market? Is your, vision to get players on the flea market that's got 1 year left on his contract and pretend they're good enough? Manchester United used to get the best players in the business from Premier League. We used to pay for it. You know what? We didn't win titles just to go and buy players in the flea market. No, we used to poach the best players, like, seriously. We poached Roy Keane when he was about to sign for was it Blackburn Rovers, right? We just went in and swooped the deal. We've done numerous things to get the best players. This is not Manchester United. This is not the DNA. The DNA is what I agree with, is to promote youth. And apparently, when I counted, the way they're going to save money is to promote youth. We have Shea Lacey, 100%. We have Ethan Wheatley, Harry Amas, Dan Gore coming into the first team, Habib Ogayene, and we have Willy Kwambala as well. Did I forget anyone? Did I forget? And Ahmad Diallo, right? That is 7 players that's going to be integrated, and that will save them a lot of money. Plus, you have players out on loan in terms of Pelistri as well, in terms of Hannibal Majebury as well, right? And you need to decide what you're going to do with Greenwood. You need to understand what you're going to do with Sancho as well. Tweets came out yesterday that Sancho, that Dortmund, they don't really can afford to sort of have him because of his package. Bullshit. And I bet you they actually discussed well, if we don't have Ten Hag in the picture, maybe we can bring everyone back and we can be a winning team. It doesn't work like that, people. It doesn't really work. So anyway, big up Legends for you as well, Danny B. What you're saying here, big up. Toss into Chelsea. Looks like it's on. Yeah, Tosin is the one that absolutely buffers me. Why are we not pulling that trigger? Is it because Tosin's agent is asking the same question? What is your project? Who's going to be the manager? When are you planning to win? Well, it's not always the coach's fault, and fans needs to be patient, and we might look to win in 3, 4, 5 years. Well, if you continue this way, is this your recruitment strategy? Then you're never going to win, right? If you sack the manager, then you start back in square zero again. You're actually going back 2 years of 2 years' time. Now is the time to capitalize, because Jurgen Klopp left. They're starting with a rebuild with Arne Slot there, right? The one you're going to look after 100% for. I mean, Chelsea also sacked the manager. They also get an Enzo Fernandez, so they're going to start over again, right? So the one you got to look out for is Aston Villa, 100%. They're strengthening on the market. Unai Emery is a good coach, right? You still have Pep Guardiola another year at City, yeah? You still have the second year of Spurs, with Ange Postecoglou. And I bet they're going to strengthen. But Spurs has always been Spursy, so you can't really bet on them. But Arsenal will strengthen. And they are seriously contenders to get Benjamin Sesko, the striker. We've been sitting on this Benjamin Sesko for 18 months and not pulling the trigger because they haven't really decided what to do. So you can imagine, for the first time, you have the Ineos camp and the Glazers camp sitting together in a board meeting, calling strategical end of season review, when they're discussing budgets, targets, managers, players, everything, right? And they have to vote. Have you ever seen Gordon Ramsay, the chef, the show, right? The more chefs you have in the kitchen, the worse outcome soup you will have. It will taste shit, right? This was my fear, guys. But I'm not going to sit here and cry wolf. The evidence is there, and the evidence will be clearly, the cards will be flipped, show your cards. And the cards will be, called very soon. But what we're seeing right now doesn't really give us fans confidence, right? Oh, God. On this Saturday of all day, pleasure morning, 100%. Pressure is mounting, literally. Yeah, so pressure needs to be on. Big up, Berber. How you doing? This club is damaging to our health. Honestly, letting Bruno go. Now, let's go right into this story, right? Listen, big up to all of you. Let me see who's in the house. CB United. People will soon realize that this mature players were looking like Tuchel. The rest of the names would strike fear for 5 years rebuild. 5 years freaking rebuild, man. We've been crying out for Premier League title for 11 years, right? I agree that we don't have patience. Of course we don't have patience. We haven't won anything like Premier League title or Champions League for 11 years. We've been dining. We haven't not been dining in a fine class restaurant, which is Manchester United. We should always go wine and dine in a 5-star Michelin. It's just the way you go about it, right? And they probably, I agree with you what Burba is saying, and they probably think the Mount can replace Bruno, so it's money profit. But the thing is, Mount is on 250k a week. Bruno is on 250k a week. I started to feel a little bit of a xenophobic vibe. Like, just go with the British player, British homegrown talent. This is not the way we used to be. If you look at the other Premier League clubs, they buy continental players from South America, from Portugal, from everywhere. This is the old way we used to be in the 90s, to buy British players from other leagues. You know, where have you been, Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Have you been sleeping under the rock? We haven't seen you, like, attending a Manchester United game ever since. Okay, we saw you when you bought the club on 27%, but where have you been, right? Where have you been? I think this is more for him like a vanity project, like, yeah, it's more of a bragging right, like, he wants to be the one, like, I'm the first one to, broke the spell and took Manchester United to glory days, but in order to do so, we're going to do it the Ineos way, marginal gains, right? Marginal gains. I'm so fed up with this, man. I'm fed up. So we got to be the consumer's watchdog, right? We got to be the consumer's watchdog. So the honeymoon is over, according to my opinion. Like, Glazers are still there. Don't forget, I hate them with the venom, right? But for me, they're best buddies. Yeah, we've seen them. Who's going to invest money? You're going around and seeking funds for the stadium build and for the Carrington training facilities, right? You pumped in 200 million to save the Glazers' financial situation. You basically gave them a quick loan, right? In that, they gave you some equity in terms of Class B shares. So Glazers were absolutely desperate for cash, and they just had to pull the trigger back in November, December, right? Because they were floating in debts. But this Sir Jim Ratcliffe saved them. Here's some cash. Here you go. And everyone is hunky-dory. But sooner or later, it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. Alex, big up to you. Toss into Chelsea. Well, I don't want that, right? Toss it. Go act on the market right now. Get some statements. Like, the way you can do it now to calm the fan base down is to get a statement in. At least go for tossing for free. Give the fans something to cheer on, right? Bargain bucket signings. Absolutely, Burba, my legendary friend. Bargain bucket signings won't take us anywhere on this level, right? I did a membership video earlier today when I actually expressed my opinions, but the bubble just burst when I saw this. Listen, let's start with some positivity. Yeah, Joel Glazer is still there. This is what I want to tell you guys. What media is telling you that all this, end of the season review is all about, deciding Ten Hag. It's not, That's what they want you to believe. What I'm saying, this is the kind of mid-year, half-year, like financial review. This is the first time that you actually have the new board sitting together and discussing things. There goes everything from the budgets, cutting cost, redundancy, strategy, everything. And part of that is to say, well, oh, wow, we have to pay Eric Ten Hag 10 million. Well, what if we are on the cheap? Why if we just, give him what he, stay with him, and then in December, if it doesn't work, we can get rid of him. It doesn't cost us anything. Yeah. Let's do that. And maybe we can string him along with the contract renewal, right? And maybe we will give him a few more youngsters and a few bargain signings and see how he will perform. You got to start thinking like them. They're billionaires, right? Yeah, of course. You can look at how Ineos has been running Nice. Have they won anything? They've sacked 5 different managers, according to my opinion. Right? There's been complaints from players there as well. So do they have the right experience? Of course, they appointed the right people, like, thank God, like, Jean-Claude Blanc, Omar Barada, Wilcox, and apparently Ashford, they're dilly-dallying. They don't really want to pay the money to Newcastle. So if they don't want to pay the money to Newcastle for Ashford to release him, to have him early, they're willing to play the long game to sort of service your garden leave, and then you come, because we got Wilcox here that can do 2 jobs in one. And do that. Does that give you confidence what they're going to do in the market? And does it give you confidence that they're actually going to sack Ten Hag and pay him out the severance package? No, I don't think so. So big up to all of you guys. Sorry, on this Saturday, I'm absolutely on a warpath, and I am going behind the chat a little bit. I'm going to get back to the chat as well. Big up Ed Barrett, big up Danny B, big up King Fan TV. Yeah, big up for John Commode as well. What you're saying here, what John Commode is saying, I think Ineos will ride us for big names in order to raise money. Yeah, I mean that's why we don't rule out Bruno leaving. Even I think he will be most likely to stay. Yeah, let's talk about Bruno, guys. But I want to sort of look at the positive side of things. Let's just hyperventilate, of course, as United. Andrew, big up, man. We had better options in Qatar. Yeah, we all wanted the full sail on. It doesn't matter if it was Qatar or anything. We want to sort of give the club a facelift. You know, get rid of that debt and everything. So Sir Ratcliffe, with his he took a pill of Viagra and thought he could be the savior. Surprisingly, like, you know, he had a 69% bid and all of a sudden had a deal over 25%. He didn't want to put in all his money in the eggs in the basket, and he saved money, but just doing 25%. It does not add up, man. And we got to be like, you know, consumers watchdogs in terms of doing an, you know, end of the season owners review as well. So the honeymoon is over. You know, Glazer out, protests, the volume knob has gone down a bit, but I think it's time that we need to start banging up pots and pans, right? You know, where's the bloody stupid manifesto? Like, you know, you promised us to okay, fine, you got to get new stadium, but how are you going to get new stadium? I don't really care, man. Get it in, get them players, get us back to the winning ways. What you said. Sir Jim Ratcliffe say, oh, we're going to sort of knock down Manchester City and Liverpool from the throne. Like, you know what? You have a manager that has an ambition to win, but in order to win, he's a winner. He gave you 2 trophies. You need to fucking back the manager. Get in players that sort of can win him the league, right? We have no different. We are no different than the Glazers at the moment. But anyway, guys, this is just my say. Oh, my hair is looking slick. Yeah, thank you, Rashid. Thank you. I had a fresh haircut as well. Yeah, been growing up my hair, but we're not here to talk about my hair. Anyway, if you want to check out hair, check out Jarvis Cocker's hair as well. We give him the recommendation. He's getting gray hair. Let's look sexy in a way. We said, why don't you dye your hair? And it's like, no, I want to look like Richard Gere. Anyway, regarding the, let's move on. We're going to talk about Bruno's situation, but let's look at Fabrizio Romano, what he's saying, because we've been, we desperately need to build a squad from the back, right? The centre-back pairing is not been good enough. We had injuries. Varane is leaving. We have Licha, right? So we need basically a left-footed centre-back, and we need a right-footed centre-back. And potentially we're going to get rid of Johnny Evans as well. So we are actually losing we're losing 2 centre-backs, and I believe they're going to stick with Harry Maguire, potentially try to sell Lindelof, but we need reinforcements there. Because every championship winning team, every Champions League winning team, Premier League team has always one nominated in common, and that is a good backline, right? So the rumors regarding Chalobah, to be honest, from Chelsea, absolutely has legs. I got that confirmed today by speaking to some credible people, right? It's basically Chelsea's trying to mug us again, do another Mason Mount, right? For 25 million, he's a reject. They don't want him. And who is the toilet? Manchester United. Ha! We mugged you for Mason Mount. You overpaid for him. Chalobah, we don't want him. Give us 25 million pounds. He's yours. No, thank you. But there's another target is also there that I heard today, which is more sexier than actually Chalobah. And that is Mark Guehi from, did I pronounce his name? Guehi. Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. Even better. Now, if you would had a choice between a Premier League proven Chalobah versus Mark Guehi, who would you take? Let me know in the chat right now. Smash a 1 for Chalobah or 2 for Mark Guehi. Please get involved. While we are looking at the centre-back position, I want to bring in Fabrizio Romano to the stage because he had a video out today. Instead of me repeating what he's saying, I'm going to let him speak. Fabrizio, give us the latest, okay?
About the centre-backs, because we know the Manchester United are actually busy with centre-backs. They have several names in their short list. We know they appreciate Brantwaite. We know they appreciate Todibo. We know they
appreciate Brantwaite, but Brantwaite is priced out. That's the thing. They're never going to pay over 60 million. And if they do, they're going to be mugged. Harry Maguire 2.0. This kid is 20 years old, 2-footed, but we are not going to go for that. We need experience. And I think he will go to Chelsea. I think he will go to another club. But Manchester United is not going to go and splash the cash for this. They, of course, Everton are in the mud. The takeover plans is out of the window right now. It's not going to happen. They need to raise cash. They're desperate. And apparently Manchester United is going to test the waters to put in a 45 million bid. They really admire him, absolutely. It's Dan Ashworth is admiring him, and also Dale Brailsford that is kind of going for it. You can see where this is going, guys.
They appreciate Bremer, for example. So there are several candidates
Bremer,
for new Manchester United centre-back. But according to my information, there is also the concrete possibility for Manchester United to sign 2 centre-backs. Because what I'm hearing is that in the recent days, Manchester United also started inquiring for some left-footed centre-back. So not only right-footed, but could be also one more and could be left-footed.
Yeah, that's it. Left-footed centre-back. So where does Brentwaite play? He plays as a left-footed centre-back. Who plays in the left centre-back position? We have Leach. So does it really make sense to pay, like, overpay 60 million for somebody who's going to play second fiddle? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. There's other options out there. And what I mentioned, they're certainly looking at Todibo. They're looking at Lenny Euro for 40 million as well, both on 40 million. But Chalobah, 25, is it something that would do because it's cheap? If they do so, that doesn't prove that they have winning ambitions. Marco Ehi, on the other hand, something that could work. You know, they're looking for 2 centre-backs, right? One for each position. You got to have that, of course. If Leach is gone, who are you going to play, right? We had a deputize in Luke Shaw that could play that as well. He did that, right? But there's other candidates that are free on the market, like, you know, can't remember. There was somebody from Fulham. He plays both left back and left-sided centre back as well. What was his name? Jesus Christ, from Fulham. I can't remember, but he's on free. I did a video about this yesterday, by the way. And for me, I definitely go Todibo because he's got the experience. He's a little bit older than Lenny Euro. Lenny Euro is 19 years of age and is most likely to go to Real Madrid. Let me see what you guys are saying here. A lot of you guys are giving a 2 for Marco Ehi. Like, you know, Danby is going 2, Tesfa going 2, Dan Luis, what you're saying here, Burns saying 2 as well, and no one, what you're saying, George Wookel is saying 1. Anyway, 39 watching, 103 watching and 39 likes. Please get those likes up going. We are in for high energy. We're not sponsored by any other than this coffee. And in comes Jarvis Cocker into the corner, ready to enter the stage as we are listening to Fabrizio Romano. You got to welcome to the family, Jarvis.
Fabrizio, bada bing, bada bang.
Bada boom. Hey, Mickey Blue is very upset today. Very upset.
I can understand.
You know? Is very upset. You know what it is? It's like a tusso. You know what I mean? It's like a tusso.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
There is a little bit shit with the cloudy, with the chance of meat there, Balles. Let's continue. Welcome Jarvis Cocker to the stage. Everyone, give Jarvis a big love heart in the chat room. Jarvis, we're going to continue with your opinions, but let's just listen to what he had to say. Just to reiterate, I just played and I said that, you know, Fabrizio just confirmed we are looking for 2 centre-backs, one left-footed, one right-footed. And I got some information that Chalobah really, really has legs. You know, Trevor Chalobah for 25 million. They're gonna treat us like a toilet again. I don't want that. But also Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. So out of those 2, Jarvis, which one would you pick? Guehi or Chalobah?
No, neither. But I have to be honest. This is what we have at the moment. As I mentioned in my comment earlier, I think we are seeing the Ineos not willing to spend money, and the Glazers have just basically ruined our club with financially. So now we are set with we have no money, and we are going into this rebuild, and we are forced to sell players like Bruno, and we have to bring in players like Guehi, Kerkez, Chalobah. You know, and we're not exactly picking on the top shelf now.
But this is not a winning team all of a sudden, Jarvis, is it?
Yeah.
Like, this is not ambition, right? This is not marrying with what we fans think they would do, right?
Yeah, but this is what we will see. You know, we have to just be really realistic. We don't have any money. What can we do? We are cutting
True.
every cost we can. We are cutting staff from 1,000 to 500 people working at the club. We know we are trying to get rid of all the high earners. We are trying to sell. Now we are selling Bruno all of a sudden, and we are linked with, I would say, golf players from mid-table and lower league teams.
Yeah, and I said I was the first whistleblower here on every social channel to blow the whistle because I could smell the danger, right? Because evidently they've been consulting with Ralph Ragnick about open heart surgery, but they're doing it the wrong way. So I believe that scrubs are on now, the green scrubs, and the scalpel is in the hand. They're slashing everywhere. They're making people redundant, poor people, right? And they're looking at the wrong way. They're looking at this table of the bracket. Oh, hang on. Bruno is earning like 250K a week. Oh, Casemiro is earning 300K a week. Rashford, we're not going to touch him because he's British poster boy. He's probably going to stay, right? There's value. You know what I mean? So they get rid of all these players. And this is all they're going to do. Just to reduce that wage bill. Because if you reduce that wage bill, the balance would be amazing what you can do in the market. You know, they've been caught out here, like, you know, and in terms of, fuck me, like, you know, if you listen to Ratcliffe have been saying, like, go back and listen to everything he's been saying. It's like, fans has to be patient. Yeah. Fans, you know, yeah, of course.
Well, Mick, I mentioned in another comment, I would say that it could be a blessing in disguise. Us getting, because we have been in this bad circle for 10, 15 years now after Ferguson retired, and we're trying to pay ourselves out of it. Now we have no money. We can't pay our way out of it. We just have to do it the old-fashioned way. We have to rebuild the team. We have to sell all the guff overpaid players. We have to promote the youth, and in time things will come good because there's no other options. We can't pay ourselves out. So now
you can't say there's no value on the market.
Players and promote youth. So maybe
that's exactly what I think it's going to happen. That is exactly what I've been saying. Promote youth, invest a little bit, keep Rashi, Harry, Lindelof, and Scott. I don't see them being sold whatsoever. You know, I think that they are looking at the current squad, seeing how can we make them better, or we give them a better facilities. We give them a little bit the latest medical science. They will stay fit, and perhaps we will finish top 4. Right. I see that there's no way. Lindelof is on cheap wages, so maybe Lindelof is the one that needs to make way, right? We see. But you know what? Scott McTominay, they're not going to sell him 100%. Maguire, what I heard, they're not going to even sell him whatsoever. So anyway, let's continue to Fabrizio Romano, and let's go. Let's hear what brilliant Fabrizio was saying. Hopefully we will have some pasta and meatballs today.
Based on the outgoings, based on what they will decide to do in terms of budget, but Man United in the recent days have asked for left-footed centre-backs too. So keep an eye on this possibility for Man United to go for 2 centre-backs in the summer transfer window. When it's about left-footed, we have to see who could be the candidates. For example, I remember here on the channel in October, I told you that Gonzalo Inacio from Sporting is a player they've been following for a long time.
But how much is Gonzalo Inacio? How much is he?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Does the people know in the chat how much Ignacio is in terms of the value on the market?
Man United, Liverpool. So let's see what's going to happen with the centre backs. But Man United will be really busy on the market with that position. And in terms of
that, Jarvis, like, you know, he's been confirming 2 centre backs, but we can actually get 3 with Tosin, right? So we can actually theoretically we can get Tosin for free. But the problem is here that nobody really knows what the plan is. Agents asking who's going to be the manager, what is your project? And they can't even tell them at the moment. They're behind. So, of course, they're not going to get the signings done now. This is what we are led to believe at the moment, Jarvis.
Yeah.
Now, let's go on to Bruno. Now, this is what we want to talk about. Are you cutting the cost on wrong ways? Looking that Bruno is 29 and Bruno wants to win shit, right? No wonder his agents is going out there to sort of marry the ambitions, because the players and the ownership needs to have the same ambition. It's to win. Ten Hag is a winner. He wants to win trophies. But are they going to say, no, we're not going to win now. We're going to win in 3 years. I'm out of here. I'm not going to be part of this project. I'm done with this project signings. I want now, ready players now, go in, make a difference, right? He's got a release clause of 42 million in Nacho, a release clause. We're going to talk about a striker as well that has a very cheap release clause as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bruno, what's been said and done, and dissect this.
Man United, I wanted to clarify something on Bruno Fernandes, guys. I can guarantee that the agent of Bruno Fernandes, Miguel Pino, this week and in the recent days has been around Europe to meet with really important clubs and discuss about the general situation of his clients, but also of Bruno Fernandes, obviously the most important one. He had some conversations. At the moment, we can't talk about negotiations, but just to understand the situation around Bruno, because Bruno remains fully committed to Man United, really happy at Man United. He wants to win, and his message to Man United was pretty clear. So Bruno's intention remains to win at Manchester United, but in order to make a final decision on his future, he wants to understand the Man United project. It's also about the manager. And so together with the club, they are waiting to see how to proceed. It doesn't mean that Bruno is leaving Man United. There is also the possibility to continue together. But at the moment, what we can say is the reality, facts. And the facts are that his agent was traveling around Europe to discuss also about Bruno with some important clubs. Now, let's see what Man United will decide to do, what kind of project for the future they will present to Bruno, and we will understand more on his future really, really soon. Then, guys,
Okay, guys. What do you make out of this? I will tell you my thought process while you listen to Fabrizio Romano. What is your thought process while hearing this? And people in the VR room, let us know also what you think. We have Burba in the house. What you're saying here, Burba? If we have a little ambition from the owners, what does this say to our young stars like Garnacho? He's been on his way sooner or later. Yeah, 100%. And Kobe Maynard. So, Jarvis, I want to hear from you. Like, how do you interpret Fabrizio Romano's latest video here?
Yeah, but it makes sense. You don't need Fabrizio to tell us that Bruno would like to win. He's a winner. He has ambitions, and he's at his peak. He's 29 years old. He have 2 to 3 years left on being a top player. So if he wants to win, this is not the future, being a Man United player. So for me, I feel like the same. You remember back in the days when Wayne Rooney came out and was questioning the ambitions of the club.
Yeah,
he suddenly got a new contract, so they paid his ambitions with money.
I don't think it's got nothing to do with his contract.
It could
I don't
happen.
think so.
No, because he's on 240 a week and his contract expires in 2026. So we have a couple of years left. But I don't know if we depend on Bruno or not. But if he demands ambitions from the club, big signings, they can't provide it. And
I got to tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you one thing. If you read his letter before the FA Cup that released to the fans and everything, he was crying when he got the call about Manchester United, right? So he's basically loved this club. He works his socks off for the club, right? Mm-hmm. He is a winning man. He wants to win trophies. He wants to have an ambition. Plus, people don't forget he's the captain. So he wants to know, what kind of players are you going to recruit to play with me so I can lead? Because we want to win trophies. What is your ambitions? What is your plans? And apparently, and if you remember, I think I got something from Rashmain a while back ago that he had a conversation with Ratcliffe, and Ratcliffe was saying, our plan is to win within 4 or 5 years. And that kind of sparked the trigger, that he's told his manager's looking around, like, you know what? He's 29. He wants to stay at United. He wants to win trophies with United, 100%, So for me, it's not about the money for Bruno. It's about winning. I don't see that he's fishing for more money, right?
No,
and
it's not. This is the way how they can solve it. Paying his ambitions with money. Yeah.
Hush money. No, I'd rather go there.
I don't think Bruno will be bought, to be honest. I'm just
saying. He will not be bought.
It reminds me of the Wayne Rooney situation.
Yeah. What you guys saying in the chat room? What about the project Ineos? Is it to buy cheap Brexit players or players on the free? What Sadek is saying as well. That's what I'm suspecting, man. Really. Right? I thought Ineos was there to win, compete. But Bruno ain't going nowhere. Bruno is pretty much trying to put pressure on them as well to say, maybe this is something to send a message to the board and everything,
Yeah.
Maybe he knows something that we are sitting here and almost cracking the Da Vinci Code, that they're not really going to go in and hard in the summer, right? And
Yeah,
Bruno
but we
wants
know,
compete.
we all read Swedish Rumble's breakdown of the financial situation. We know we can spend up to 260 million.
Yeah, but
this
they will
summer.
not do that. I
No,
don't think
they
they will
won't.
do
They
that.
won't. We can.
They can, but will you?
We have the room to spend that type of money, but we
Hmm.
won't.
Yeah.
That's the question. Why won't we? Why won't we just try to get back to the top? Because we have to pay down the debt.
Yeah,
We need to
cheap
be more,
agents and free is the plan, and we've been hearing this for weeks, which we laughed about. We did shows about that when they say they're going to look for players with 1 year left on the contract or
Yeah.
on a free, like Rabiot, like and believe it or not, like I saw something yesterday in a group chat, which I think they will definitely do. I think they will go to Griezmann because his release clause is 10 million euros, right? We're going to get one of those Griezmann's experienced older striker in, or perhaps a Paulo Dybala, whatever. You know what I mean? Cheap, because that Benjamin Sesko is slowly sleeping away, right? He's slowly going away. We're not going to pay that money for a secondary striker. We're going to go on the cheap, right? Right. So that Ulisse link as well, I don't believe that's going to happen whatsoever. Like the right wing situation, we're stuck on the wings. In terms of Fofana, most likely we'll go for Fofana. Amrabat is going to sit down and discuss with the club. It's a cheap one as well. If they retain Amrabat, they can get the price down from down to 13-15 million pounds, right? No brainer, right? And there's players out there. There is free agents that you can get. It's what you said. It's all about quality. It's all about squad depth at the end of the day. You can't have just focus on the Brexit British players. No way.
Yeah. I'm just reading a new post from Swedish Rumble about the opportunity of free center backs. He's always spot on. So if you don't follow the Swedish Rumble on,
of course,
Twitter,
he was supposed to be on today.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 208 people watching right now. Can we get up to at least 100 likes? People, please smash the like. We have Jarvis Cocker in the house drinking his beautiful mug, Manchester United tea mug, is it? Yeah, big up. Love your backdrop anyway. I think that more fans they're losing their shit right now. It started this week. It started ever since we won that FA Cup. We've been on 7 heaven, but then we was gone like, what is your ambition now? Because now Erik ten Hag won your trophy. What are you going to do now? And I believe that they wanted to sack him. I think so, right? But they saw the backlash from the fans, and they are chicken shit right now. My theory is, and I've been speaking to some people regarding this, is basically they're not going to sack Ten Hag based on the financials. They're going to keep him and they're going to give him limited plays. They're going to promote the youth, and they're not going to back him fully. Like they're going to phase him out. And come December, they can sack him and don't pay anything. Maybe 5 million or 4 million, right? Cheap bastards.
Yeah.
Or maybe in December they will give him a contract if everything is successful.
Yeah. Mick, did you mention that Tosin is heavily linked to Chelsea now?
Yeah, he's also linked to Chelsea now.
So
basically, they want to give us this stupid, Shalaba, and they want to get Tosin for free, and they're going to mug us.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, and they're trying to offload the Leo Cowell to Liverpool, I believe.
Yeah. They were treating us like a toilet. Who do you think you are? Man, seriously, we got to look at ourselves. We're going to look at potential what we're going to monitor the whole transfer window. But I'm telling you now, when people were saying it's going to be a big transfer window, I just think it's going to be a big transfer window of getting rid of high wage earners, right?
Hey, Mick, I just invited John Kermode to come on the stream.
Yeah, sure.
So I will send him a link, and John, just come on when you're ready.
Yeah. What is the VR room saying? Thank you for coming in and helping me out. I was just not planning to go on live. It's Saturday, it's chill, but obviously this is such an important news, so we got to talk about our captain Bruno, our beloved captain Bruno, and our beloved club, and our manager as well. Danny B, what you're saying here? They're going to feed him with the Wolves and sack him in January after the shit summer window and no clear out. Yeah, maybe that is the plan. Maybe that is what's going to happen. I was speaking to Anil Kondola as well, and he had the same connotation, he also had the same feeling, right? So I've been blowing the whistle this week, and more people are starting to wake up and smelling the coffee. Yeah.
So did you talk about the Kirkus?
I talked about Kirkus yesterday.
Fullback.
I love him.
Are we linked here to him heavily?
Yes, we are
or
linked.
Is it a rumor?
No, we are linked.
Yeah.
Kirkus for me is a brilliant signing. I really like him. Young, 20 years old, really good left back.
Yeah.
I don't mind him. Absolutely. But the question is, if we are getting a left back, that means that something is about to happen with Luke Shaw or Malacia.
Yeah.
One of them has to go, because Harry Amas is coming in, and we just recruited this Perth Glory wonder kid, 16 years old, to replace Harry Amas.
Yeah.
In the under
The thing
18s.
is, I don't think we are able to offload the Luke Shaw at the moment. So for me, I think we will try to get rid of Malacia, but not for a sale. We will lend him out to another club so he can get his career back on track, because he's still young. He needs experience.
I hear what you're saying, but I am absolutely fuming over Luke Shaw. He's getting himself ready for the Euros, right? He's doing his everything. Fuck me, man. You haven't played the whole season for United, and you making yourself available for the Euros. It's a fucking disgrace, man. I would say that, you know what, you love Luke Shaw on his fit days, but man, you have more injuries than my Fiat Skoda, whatever Skoda Ritmo that I have in my garage. Constantly.
I used to drive a Skoda. I had a Skoda Octavia.
I'm just joking, but you know what I mean. So if you got to be ruthless, you got to be ruthless. Cut the corners there. Like, come on, man. Getting a Milos Kirkic, a Hungarian, fantastic 20-year-old, I support that. But Luke Shaw days are numbered. He's got to go. High earner. He's on 250K a week as well, or 200 something.
The fullback I would like this window is either Robinson from Fulham or Federico Di Marco from is it Inter place in Serie A. I think he's a great fullback. But I don't think we have money for a type of player like him.
Yeah. Red or Dead 69, I agree with you. It seems like they are sort of a mannequin dressing in front figure for the Glazers, just to taking the heat. They've been the human shields, like when you have a war, when you put human shields, that's Glazers putting like Ineos in front, so to take the heat off. Literally, Berber, what you're saying here, literally what you're saying about Shaw has more injuries than Martial, but media doesn't mention it. Why? I wonder why. British players protected. Marcus Rashford will not be sold, Anyway, is anyone coming in? Is Commode coming in? Is anyone coming in to have a say?
John Commode, I just sent him the link. He just needed a couple of minutes to get ready.
Okay. I started a poll earlier as well. Let me see what I did for polling. I say, are Ineos looking to save money to sell Bruno and keep Mount as an option? 72% of you said yes, and it's almost 96 votes. So people are starting to get this sentiment that they are not here to make us great. They're here more to save money, right? How could they otherwise make us great? Glazers, there is no money in the transfer market, right?
No.
As a billionaire, there's no good billionaire. You can tell me about this grandmother and the wolf and all these stories, right? You just don't pump in 2 billion to give money away to the Glazers without expecting any return on investment back, right?
The thing is, Mick, I think we are losing money at the moment, and this too many uncertainties when it comes to Greenwood, when it comes to Sancho, when it comes to let's say Casemiro. Now we know Varane, we have that for certain, so we are rid of 300K a week in wage bills. But we need to get our outs settled before we can actually know how much money we can spend, I think. So I think there will be a lot of uncertainties, and now early in the window we will try to go for the cheap options. But if we have any sales, have any money, we can buy players, but I think it will be later on in the summer transfer window. That's just my expectations. How do you think? Do you think that's a valid?
It might be valid. Nobody really knows at the moment. It's just there's no communication coming out. Why are you leaving fans to leave them hanging out there, and why are you not telling agents what's going on either? and that's affecting our overall transfer window, right?
Mm.
I don't think they have even come to a consensus agreement what they want to do in the window. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's taking so long. They're arguing amongst each other, right? This is what you say. This is the first time you have a first board meeting where you have Ineos people, which is footballing operation, and the Glazer people. Glazer don't have money. Glazer don't want to spend money. You look at Ineos, we don't want to pump in our own money. How can we do this? Well, brilliant, Sherlock. Let's slash down a lot of cost on staff. Let's cut the wages on the best players and just get some flea market players, right?
Yeah.
That will be a sort of band-aid for 1 year to save money, and then next year, we go more on the spending spree.
Yeah.
That's my theory. This is just it's starting to cook that way. I don't know, and just maybe it's me having this bad vibe about it, right?
Yeah, I see Danny B comes in and they say, yeah, you sound like you're right. Business till end of the window when we have players all gone and will cost twice as much. Typical great Glazers, all right. Yeah, I know. It will be like the Glazer tactics. And then it's the same with Manchester 7, have the same take. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that.
But you know what pisses me off? Like we Manchester United had Benjamin Sesko on the radar for 18 months. They were mad about it, scouting him. But they're not going to pull the trigger now because they're discussing what they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
And Arsenal is coming in there. They're going to pay the money. They're going to sort of flirt with him. They're going to give him the best salary package, right? They're going to trigger that 45 million while we're sitting there debating what we are going to do. That is one target gone. Toss in there, on the other hand, is sitting there waiting for... Apparently, he likes Manchester United. He's from Manchester. He's got the relationship with Wilcox that brought him up through the City Academy. Then Chelsea sniffing around, and Chelsea wants to get him on the free and sell us this 25 reject Chalobah, right? No fucking way, man. Seriously, just do the fucking deal. Go toss him for free, get him in. Or maybe it's that the players, they don't really know because they're asking the same question. What is the project plan? Who's going to be the manager? We cannot tell you. Anyway,
I read some rumors yesterday on the striker, Mick, when it comes to signing a new striker. I heard that Federico Chiesa, you know him, plays at Juventus. He has only 1 year left on his contract this summer.
Yeah.
And currently market
so
value
same
is 40
does
million.
Rafa Silva from Benfica is for free.
Yeah, but we could get a deal for about 25 million if we were lucky. So in between 25 to 40. So he was actually on the table. So maybe we should we should speak out to what's our Italian guy?
Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Maybe but will it work? Will it work? Right, that's the thing.
Yeah, he's a brilliant player. He's young.
Yeah. We have Ndidi is also that is available from Leicester on a free contract as a number 6 as well. We do have Spinazzola as a left back, also from Roma as well, available. Italian, also defending. We have Rafa Silva also, end of the contract from Benfica striker, right?
Okay.
We have even, let's see. We have, let's see. Lloyd Kelly as well from Bournemouth as well, which can play, both left back and centre back, left-footed as well. He's so free on the market as well. So there's definitely players that you can pick up, right? Mario Hermoso as well, centre midfielder from Atletico Madrid. Adrian Rabiot for free as well. There's plenty of business we can do. You know what I mean? In terms of goalkeeper situation, we are losing Bayandir, who never played. He actually played one game, but he's going to Celtic, I think it was, in Scottish League. Yeah.
Okay.
And then and Heaton is also leaving. So we certainly don't have goalkeeper. And apparently, you have still David De Gea sitting without any. He's a free agent. Just get De Gea in, offer him 50K a week as a secondary goalkeeper. And you have Keylor Navas as well, free agent as well as a goalkeeper. You don't really need to have this Turkish international goalkeeper that doesn't give a game time to sit as your number 2. And number 2 can be like a Heaton or De Gea, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think if you want a good number 2 goalkeeper, you need to give him a deal. Like, let's say you will play all the cup games, FA Cup, League Cup, and Europa League. If you can do that, I'm okay just keeping Bayinder, because that will be that will be at least 25 games or 20 games.
Yeah.
Could be.
David Saw, I agree what you're saying here. We were crying out for football structure, media leaks at the club. Now we got everything we wanted. Have we really? Have we been sold a pipeline here? This is what we've been seeing. Nobody's in place. It just Wilcox is in place as of yet. And now we want Ed Woodward and Richard Arnold leaks every day. No. We don't want that for overplayed players. We got to do smart business. That's the thing. You can get still quality, and that's, I don't believe we're going to sign players over 60, 65, but the transfer market is like an inflated market. Like, it's always changing with years and inflated prices, and it's a fluid market. And striker is the one that's going to go for 100 million, like, Victor Gyökeres, 100 million. Who's going to pay that, right, in this current market? So everyone is looking for cheap. So Benjamin Sesko is fucking the cheapest you can get for 45 million. I just trigger it, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, you really like Sesko. He's one of your favorites.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be a beast. He's already developing to, he's got some great figures. Or just go for 31 Rafa Silva, like, in Benfica. He scored, like, let me see. He scored 22 goals this season for Benfica. I know he's 31. He's playing. He was started more as a winger, but he's been drifting more as playing as a central, like Ronaldo, right?
What happened to that guy we were linked to last summer, Marcus Leonardo?
I don't know.
Is he still in Brazil, or is he?
No,
he signed to a European club.
I don't know, man.
Oh, I have to check
another striker that's available, and a lot of people are saying that, Southampton, Shea Adams. Yeah. Scored 16 goals.
Like an Everton vibe. We are going to be.
I know. And Ben Yedder is also available for free. Again, Ben Yedder. Wissam Ben Yedder, right? So this is something you can get for free.
Like, like a character from Star Wars. It's a character from Star Wars, Ben Yedder, which is like.
Yeah, but he's leaving Monaco, right? He's leaving Monaco after 5 seasons, right? Monaco striker. Scored 16 goals in 32 League One games this season. But he's got an impressive goal tally after this 5-year spell. 259 goals in 530 career appearances. And short, it can be something that somebody will pick up in the summer. Like, certainly we're going to play Rasmus Højlund as the main striker, but you need either you're going to go for Ben Yedder, more experience, or Rafa Silva, or you might even trigger the release clause for the French grease me up Griezmann, right? Can you believe his only release clause is 10 million?
Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap. I see here Marcus Leonardo, who plays for Benfica now. He scored 7 goals since January.
Yeah, Benfica, yes, that's it. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't look like John Commode is coming in anyway. So I just want to sort of have this discussion because I know we shouldn't panic. I know the transfer window is opening in 2 weeks' time. And no, actually, 2 weeks' time, and the Euro is about to start, right? I was under the impression that we were going to do some business before the Euros, like, and get everyone ready for the pre-season, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, right? I believe they're going to stay with Ten Hag. If they don't, they're fucking mugs, to be honest. And that's kind of gives you the indication why they want to get rid of Ten Hag and bring in this flea market players. They want to have a lesser experienced coach that wouldn't complain about it. Just get on with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. The council marries up together what the thought process is.
The thing is, Mick, we have all these sponsorship deals with Adidas and all of those. We have heard rumors that if you don't get Champions League 2 seasons in a row, or every other season, we will lose out a lot of money on the sponsorship deals. So we have seen this Glazer cycle investing every other year.
Yeah,
and this is the other year.
We also see Marcus Rashford scoring every second year.
Yeah. That's
8
true.
goals.
But wouldn't
25.
this be if we follow the cycle, a season where we should actually invest into the squad, just to get back into the Champions League?
They should.
Yeah.
Europa League is Europa League. You know what I mean? No, I am Ten Hag in. I back this manager. I hate what they're doing to us right now. Listen, all we ever wanted is just to get rid of Deadwoods, back to manager, make him successful. He was set up for failure in January. It's clear as daisy. He didn't even get reinforcement. He loaned up all our players just to save money at the end of the day. And they expected him to hop on one leg and to get us to top 4. That was never going to happen. So he was set up for failure. And I can see if they stick with him now, they're going to set him up for another failure and fizz him up. And eventually they will get the Gareth Southgate lover boy in, which they love.
Yeah.
And then we'd be even more screwed. Do these people even know what they're fucking doing?
I see new breaking news from Fabrizio that David Klaassen is will leave Inter and is available as a free agent.
That's
on
a
the
good
market.
one. Klaassen.
Yeah. Could be a
Danish.
good midfielder. No, I think he's Dutch.
Klaassen, I thought
Didn't he play under Ten Hag in Ajax?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guirassy is also, according to Grace Sheridan, Guirassy is also cheap on 17 million, if I remember. Sergio Guirassy.
Yeah.
Guys, 234 watching. Can you be a little bit generous? Waste your little bit of Saturday energy. You have a thumb. If you don't have a thumb, you have other limbs. You can press the like button, and we are here hyperventilating. It's not panic. It's just us having a discussion, frustrated, because I think the honeymoon period is over for now for Ineos. Now the clock is start ticking 100%. We will see. But I'm feeling the
not another former Ajax player, please. Klaassen is first and done.
We can't have another.
And Burba comes in and say if he's Dutch and played for Ajax, a lot of people will use that to stick it to hit Erik ten Hag.
Exactly. Yeah. Stay away from them. Oregano, salute Mick and Jarvis and the chat. Big up to you, Origami. How you doing? Doesn't look like your guest is coming in.
Yeah. No, I don't know what happened, but we can do a little interaction with the chat now at the end. So if you guys have any questions,
Q&As, questions.
I saw a lot of questions coming in, but there was so many of them, so I couldn't get to answer. I saw people asking if I have a channel, for example. No, I don't. I'm on this channel and I'm on the Nuruddin's channel. So that's all of the time.
That was Tanky to show and ask you that. I think it was Tanky. Tanky asked you if you had another channel. Yeah. Now, maybe Jarvis lives here. You live here, and then you live on Nuruddin's channel as well.
Yeah, United Real
Therapy.
Yeah.
You can say hello to the chat. I'm just going to go and make myself a cup of Java, if that's okay with you, my friend.
Yeah, it's okay.
I leave the control room to you. Jarvis, floor is yours.
I'm out of coffee too, so bring me one if you make it. I see, who's this? This Venetia. Ten Hag is not the guy. They aren't that's a tongue twister, to keep him. They are sorting things out for them, the new manager and the future. Yeah, okay, so we think they are waiting just to find the right moment to sack Ten Hag. Okay, that's a fair point. Maybe you're right. Origami comes in. Ten Hag will prove them wrong next season. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I think Ten Hag is a great manager. He's been proven right at the end when he won the FA Cup. So I'm fully behind Ten Hag, and I hope he will prove them wrong next season. That's at least what I'm trying to say. Jack Hoff say there is one good Dutch player at AC Milan, Reinders. CM, player with flair. Yeah, he's good. But I have someone else that I would like to buy, and that's Mats Weifer. If you know him, he plays at who was it? It's the team who got the manager from Liverpool. So Mats Weifer, I think he's a good player. David Saar comes in and say we're rebuilding for the first time since Louis van Gaal was in charge, so we need a manager for long term to hire Roberto De Zerbi, clean out Deadwood and give him Euro, Neves and Dewey, and let's go play ball. Yeah, I scouted this Euro guy who we were linked to the other day, and he looks
Lenny Euro.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Lenny, I like
young,
Lenny.
Lenny Euro. He's young, he's 18 years, but he's really aggressive. He's good
19.
tackler. He's actually tall. He's good build physically, and
Yeah.
he's very technical on the ball.
Very good, very good.
He
One
could
year
be
left.
a ball-playing center back, right-footed. Besides Licha, it will be a perfect setup.
Ball carrier as well, and 1 year left on his contract. 40 million is the price, euros. But also Real Madrid is sniffing around it. So we got to be quick on that one. We are linked to him. So you got to make up the mind, because Fabrizio was saying we're looking for left-footed centre-back and a right-footed.
Yeah,
so would you go for Lenny Euro, or would you go for Todibo?
Both.
Todibo is more experienced.
Yeah, but this Lenny Euro, he looked so good. I saw a couple of clips.
Yeah,
so
he's
for
good.
me, I'm starting to tip it for Lenny Euro. I think he's a great player. But Todibo is a no-brainer. That's a deal we can do straight up. Nice.
So, we obviously we're not going to fix everything in one summer window, right? That's what I believe. Bare minimum where we should fix, I don't know if you agree with me, it's absolutely the center partnership, center back partnership.
Yeah.
Left back, right back, we're okay. We might need a left back, but we still I don't think they're going to sell Wan-Bissaka either, because they reckon Dalot is good enough to go forward and have Wan-Bissaka as number 2. I think 2 center backs, midfield, 1 CDM, 1 box to box, number 8, and 1 secondary striker, and we're good. There's 4 signings.
Yeah.
4 signings.
4 signings.
4 signings to balance the squad. It's what's needed, right?
Yeah, and we can promote a lot of these talents coming up from the academy. We have a lot of talents coming up. Yeah,
you have Collier as number 6. You have Dangor out there. You have Shea Lacey on the wing as well.
Yeah.
Right? And you have Habib Ogoyene can play right back as well. You have Harry Amas on the left as well, left back as well. That you solved you have Willy Kwambala and center back. Who else am I missing? Ahmad is already up there.
Striker.
You know what I mean? And a striker, we have Ethan Wheatley.
Yeah, Ethan Wheatley.
These are the players that I think will be integrated next season. There's like 6 players already. So instantly you save yourself money.
Yeah.
So you just need to add 4 new signings, more senior signings, to add a little bit of a balance to the squad, a new morale.
Yeah,
and
availability. We need players who's not injury prone.
Exactly, that's the main point.
We have Europa League Thursday, Sunday, all the time. It will burn out the squad in a way. So we need to use all of the squad next season. I see Dark Crow comes in and he asked me a question. Jarvis, how many times have you changed your opinion on Erik ten Hag? Doesn't this show Erik ten Hag is still a doubt as a good manager? Yeah, I have to be honest. I have flip-flopped a couple of times. I basically mostly of the time been Ten Hag in, but sometimes I feel like after bad result I've been emotional saying Ten Hag out. So yeah, I'm just as you guys. I'm just a fan, and yeah, I'm still doubtful as if he's a good manager. But at the moment, I feel that Ten Hag is the right man.
You like that? No Doubt song. I'm just a fan. Just look at me. Instead of I'm just a girl. Or you flip flop Gorbachev. Yep.
Yeah, but I think most of the fan base has flip flopped one time or another this season when it comes to.
I've never flip flopped.
Come on, Mick.
I put myself deliberately in the doubt category.
Yeah, okay. So you sat on the fence then, because you didn't want to say either way.
Well, that's my point. I'm a responsible broadcaster. I like to keep it balanced. So I set myself on a doubt because I keep saying I have standards. I don't like to see sacking of a manager, but I want to see us winning games. I want to see him to improve his in-game management. I want to see if he can, change his tactics. And he's proven it. So now I'm up to the in. And now I'm defending him because the media is after his head. I hate this media agenda. And I hate this Glazeronomics. So I'm definitely backing the manager. I think that he's good enough because he's won us, he's taking us for 3 finals in 2 seasons and 2 trophies. Though. Although it hasn't been Premier League, it hasn't been Europa League, it hasn't been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big trophies. but he's a winner, and all you need to do, and he hasn't really been proper back this summer or the January, so he's been. We know the story, but I think that one more season with Ten Hag will definitely cook.
And I'd say Dark Road comes in and say, let's call it change of opinions. Like
Well, you know what? You know what,
let's
Dark Road? Yeah. You know, Dark Road. You know what I respect? You know, I respect that somebody puts their hand up and say, I was wrong, rather than be stubborn. That the Ten Hag out is constantly find new excuses to remain Ten Hag out, right? First, it was the no style of play. Then they made it, oh, it's Ten Hag's fault that we bought 450 million spent, which wasn't. People, the persons that bought the place was what? Who was Ten Hag negotiating it? No, right? Big up John Commode coming in here, raw, fresh. He's all warmed up.
Hey,
Big up
John.
Johnny. Johnny boy, how you
Hello,
going?
sorry for delay. I was finishing my breakfast, so
Breakfast?
thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you're in the States, aren't you?
I am. I'm in Florida. It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
So I was just finishing breakfast. But yeah, thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. I'm glad you could join us. So you had a lot of good comments in the chat. So
Yes.
what's your take on the current events? You know, with the Ineos and Glazers, and how we are going to finance the players for the window.
Well, it's. I mean, we're stuck in limbo at the moment, aren't we? We're just. I mean, obviously, prior to the cup final, we had all the news about the issue with Ashworth, you know, and obviously Ten Hag about losing his job, and we've been talking to other managers and everything. This week has been really quiet in a weird way, and it's one of them. Well, how do you read into that kind of thing? So it's I don't know what the reason for that is. Obviously, I'm sure you said the other day about you know, the board being split on whether to keep Ten Hag. I think that's the primary thing we need to resolve first, because, like many people have said, if you look and sign players, they want to know who the new manager is, kind of thing. And because we haven't resolved that, it's putting everything else on hold. As for the actual budgets, you know, you mentioned Swedish Ramble. He's done very good analysis. Well, it's very hard to work out what exactly we're doing. I mean, I was speaking to my father a couple of weeks back, and he plays golf with someone who gets like inside him from, you know, bits and pieces from the club, and he was saying that this summer is primarily based on getting people out and developing, bringing in youth.
Exactly what we've been
and
saying.
I think that's what we're beginning to see. I can see us bringing in some of the under 18s on the 21s through to the first team next season. I don't expect us to make more than three or four signings. Who will sign? How much we'll spend? I think it's anyone's guess at this moment. So I think at this moment, while it is the 1st of June, there's still plenty of time. But usually when you come into the summer, usually you know, you have an idea who we're interested in, who we might sign.
Yeah.
We do have interest, obviously. Bramthwaite and Alessia are probably the main two we've heard mostly that we want, but whether we'll get them is, we don't know. It's probably the one somewhere where we don't know how it'll end, basically.
We have a super chat for Rushman, and we're going to park that super chat for now, because I'm going to ask you a question, John, because that is exactly what I was thinking. That is one of the reasons why I think they're sticking with Ten Hag in that case, right? I think what I say, I don't think they're going to spend money because they're banking on to bring in 6-7 youth players to integrate into the first team, right?
Yeah.
And they're just going to basically go and look at players that are free on the market or 1 year left on the contract to fill, like, to have a more of a squad, and that's it, right? We're not going to see a sensational signings, right? And that's what I think, that who is available, who can actually, and Ten Hag has actually been handpicking those players as well, who's going to be part of it. You've seen that he's groping Collier, he's talking to all of them. You saw the bench against let's say Newcastle example, you saw only youth players, and these other players are going to be part of it. Shea Lacey, Collier, Wheatley, Amas, very good talented players, and the ones that that didn't cut the mustard, and we sold Alvaro Fernandez, means that he's banking on Harry Amas to actually take on the role. So I see this because who can develop youth? Can Thomas Tuchel do that? No, he cannot. Thomas Tuchel demands. He falls out. Can Poch do it? He failed with Chelsea with a bunch of youth players as well, so he can't do that, right? Can De Zerbi do that? I think he can. And I think that De Zerbi is the wild card waiting for something to happen. And I think that they're debating. But as it stands today, I think that Ten Hag, as per my understanding, that Wilcox is backing him. He's been spending weeks with him, like, and assessing the whole squad. This is what I've been hearing as well from my network. Berada and Jean-Claude Blanc, they are footballing people that sees the way. The ones that are pulling towards the English kind of thing is the ones that don't really understand football. The cycling expert, marginal dodgy day, right? Yeah. That's whispering in they have a certain idea how things would look like. Yeah. So for me, they are arguing right now, like, what to do. And it's creating a confusion. And that's what I believe we see. So for me, I think that Ten Hag will stay based on this. The time is not there. The money is not there. The way of developing youth. And they're going to tell him, here's a style of play, what we developed. Can you work with this? We are giving you these players. And these are the kids coming up from the youth. Make it cook.
Yeah.
Right. Big up. Rush Manuel. Super chat. Rashi. I give it to you. John, you can read it.
Yeah. The question is, can Eric change the way Ratcliffe wants a manager? Can he let go? He's kind of old school Eric. So,
yes. Coaches.
Yeah. Can he coach? Can he become the coach effectively? I'd be intrigued to know that. I don't know much about what his role at Ajax when he was manager. Obviously, very good there, but he had a very good structure behind him, and obviously Ajax focus on youth. And if Ineos and Ratcliffe and co are focused on that youth line, then Eric is arguably the best candidate for that in terms of what his experience brings, how he managed Ajax and bringing through. And if there's any successes he has had, it's the way he's integrated these young players. You look at Garnacho and Main. So I do think that if that's the vision, then you can see Eric being adaptable. But the question is the transfer side of things, because he does have a veto when he does. He has brought in a lot of players from the Dutch league. A couple of them have worked, like Martinez and
Anthony,
yeah. Exactly. Onana as well. So it's and even Mason Mount played in the Dutch league. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, to say the least. But I just think I'm not sure, because I think my gut feeling is that they would eventually like to replace him to get Tuchel their man in. The question is whether it's the right time to do it.
Trust me, they will toggle in Potter or Southgate eventually. That rumors don't want to go away. If we get that, we are screwed.
Yeah.
John, big up. So question is, Ten Hag is a track coach manager originally. That's what he wants to do, right? I think he will be relieved to take off all his responsibility regarding recruitment and everything and just focusing on the team, right? He's obsessed. He wants to win, right? So I believe certainly he can. But, Ratcliffe is a little bit old school, right? Coaches, a little bit upper crust, yeah? The way he's old school is looking the football from the 90s way, the way you used to play under Sir Alex, right? So he bought the club to have a seat next to Sir Alex, like he idolized Sir Alex, right? They're sitting next to each other now, bromance. I don't know. What's your thought, Jarvis, any comments or Rushmanus?
Yeah, it's a good question Romano brings, but I just want to say I think Ten Hag believes in himself and his own manager styles and tactics. I think he has a strong belief, because you got to remember he helped FC Twente to win the only ever Eredivisie title. He led Ajax to the first the go-ahead Eagles to promotion in the Eredivisie. He achieved promotion with them in his first season with Utrecht. He secured the Europa League qualification with Utrecht. He won the Eredivisie with Ajax. The first season after 5 years with not winning anything at Ajax. He led Ajax to the Champions League semi-final. He has won 2 titles with Man United in 2 seasons. And I think Ten Hag has such belief in himself. We call him stubborn, but I think he has confidence when it comes to the way he wants to manage the team. And I don't think he want to listen to Sir Jim Ratcliffe about how to play football, because Ten Hag.
What does Jim Ratcliffe knows about football, right? Stick to making business and greenwashing your project, like, fracking. Okay, vamos a la playa. España, I can see that we have somebody from Spain. Vamos from Spain. Yeah. Would you guys bring in Rabiot, Nacho, and Hummels of free transfers? Yeah. Anything is good. Nacho for free, Rabiot for free, but Hummels, his days are gone, right?
It's high wages, no resale value.
Nope.
I think
we
need to start learning from these situations. Now we see the Casemiro situation. They work for 1 season and then they washed out in a way, and we get stuck with them on high wages. So I think no for me, even if they are on free.
The one you can get in for values, Wilfred Ndidi, Leicester, 1 for free there in the midfield.
He's 27.
What? 27, but still.
Yeah, it's not old.
He's not old. Still,
no,
right? That's what you can look at. You can get 100%. If you look at Lloyd Kelly, is one of them as well, like from Bournemouth, right? Can play left. He's a left back, left-footed. Can play left-footed centre back as well, right? So be smart, right? Toss in as well, free. Centre back sold, and get as a goalkeeper, secondary goalkeeper, my keeper. That is available on the market, David De Gea. He's been out of work for a year. Bring him back, please, David. Come on. I love David. But there's a lot of options. Luka Modric is for free as well.
Don't you think bringing in De Gea is going backwards? We are trying to evolve as a team.
Yeah. So do you think Luka Modric would stay another year or he will stay at Real Madrid as a coach? I even forgot he plays for Spurs, for fuck's sake. That's how long he's been at Real.
I think he'll say, because I think Kroos is leaving this year, isn't he? So I think it'll probably be Kroos this year and then Modric next year, I think.
Yeah. Like Burby saying here, last year he wanted Tielemans. He started off crap and then turned out really good, actually. And then Didi can do the same. And it's for free, guys. We need a number 6 there. We do. We need to sort of talk to Amrabat's agent and talk to Fiorentina to sort something out. Because Fiorentina has already moved on. There's Italian clubs looking at Amrabat as well. But he wants to sit down and talk to understand where we're at. I think he's a good number 6 as well, but we need another one. And obviously we have this Fofana as well from Monaco as well, so which will be good. For another one, Hummels, we have Roos as well. Marco Roos is playing tonight as well. Dortmund for free. Royce. Rafa Silva is another one that I would like to bring in as 1 year or 2. He's for free. Alexis Sanchez is for free. Should we bring him back? The piano player?
We've already made him. He was effectively a free transfer in. Because he exchanged with Mkhitaryan, so effectively it was a free transfer if you take Carnival transfer. So
another one that suffered some mental problems. Dele Alli. His career is over. Or can we revive Dele Alli's career? Like he was, Sir Alex really loved him. What went wrong with Dele Alli?
No.
No.
Well, he fits the profile, as the roaming number 10. I don't know, the guy who find or the number 8 to find spaces, who like can play the McTominay role, coming in late with the deep runs. So yeah, he fits the profile for Ten Hag team. Actually, I would say. Also,
how old is he now, Dele Alli?
I don't know how old is Dele Alli. Can somebody?
Yeah.
Listen, there's somebody that deserves a second chance. Is Dele Alli? Seriously, if you saw this documentary.
I just want to ask John this question on Bruno. Now we see Bruno to Real Madrid, ? So what's your take, on Bruno? Do you think we could sell him? Is it possible, or?
I think it's possible he could leave, but I don't think he will leave this summer. I'm not sure. Real Madrid have that policy of under 25 or under that they're signing. They're going down, and Bruno's 29, isn't he? So in many ways, you will break the trend, wouldn't he? Barcelona, they're in financial difficulty, but they always seem to find a way to sign players. So if he was to go anywhere in Europe, I'd probably maybe go with somewhere like Barcelona. But obviously, there's been links to Saudi as well, hasn't there? I personally think he will stay, but I think the club, because it looks like their money will be tight. So if we were to receive, 70, 80 million offer for him from someone, I could potentially see him going. But
yeah,
I don't think.
Would you sell him if the right amount comes in, if the right offer comes in?
Yeah, but I think it's the same. I think everybody's potentially up for sale for the right price. That's the way I look at it. So
yeah,
I think
there was no secret when they came out to say fire sale. Everyone is up for sale except these players.
Yeah.
It tells you that just want to save
they're
money.
acting like they need money, so therefore they're saying, okay, we want to keep certain players, but if we struggle to sell some of the so-called deadwood, if we get 80 million for Bruno,
we're gonna chop off all your legs and arms, and we're gonna slowly put the prosthesis back with years. You got to suffer 1 year. Everyone is for sale, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying here. True. The question is okay, maybe they will listen for offers, but the question is, what does Bruno want as a player, right? Seriously.
I see Bruno. It's quite similar to the Wayne Rooney's situation around 2010, was it? When he was questioning the ambition, albeit I don't think he's gone about it a different way, Bruno. I don't think he hasn't been like, I want to leave. But I think it's a similar situation where he's saying to the board and upon people, what exactly is your ambition? I'm 29. I want to be winning things.
Yeah.
What's the direction? He's asking exactly the same questions that we're all asking of Ineos. Yeah. So that's why I think that's the way I look at it at the moment. So yeah.
You got the questionnaire from Jarle. Dele Alli is 28, and he's a free agent now after this summer with Everton. And Everton is crumbling at the moment. The takeover has fallen through. It's not going to happen. They are in big financial shit, and sad to see what can happen to a Premier League club as well. Especially,
Onana could be an interesting one from Everton. Yeah. He could be one that you potentially
would be bargain. And this is what.
So
and this is. Sorry. Onana, yeah. And this is what I was saying, that I think United is trying to do a cheeky one. They're going to submit a 45 million bid for Brentwaite, just as they're testing the waters, because they know they need the money. Who blinks first there? And they're probably going to go in and swoop in Onana as well for cheeky deal. But I think at the end of the day, then Everton, if they need the money, they will listen to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
Any questions more? What we have, Rushman is coming in with a question as well. Would you take 50 million for McAverage from West Ham? I would drive him there personally. I mean, would you include the petrol money, because gas is very expensive now, Rushman?
Yes.
Add on your fuel bill as well, guys. Before we close the shop.
Well, yeah, you definitely take 50 million for him. So, yeah, but I think I mean, it's interesting because last time I think West Ham was at 30 million they offered for him, and they valued him at 40 million. But you could argue after the season's had and all the goals, you could possibly argue he is worth 40 million now. So, yeah, if you get something in that range, I think it definitely should be considered.
But McTominay is going into the Euros with Scotland, so he won't be up for sale after. Yeah, I think we will have to wait until 15th of July before we can hear anything when it comes to.
What if McTominay does a worldie for Scotland and his value
good.
goes up to £50 million all of a sudden? Even 16 goes on the international markets, right? We see like a bicycle kick from Scott McTominay turns into pride.
Can you imagine if are they playing in the first game of the Euros? Because they're in Germany's group, aren't they? So imagine if he was to bang in the winner there or something.
Seriously,
funny.
And Harry Maguire becomes centre back of the Euro, Euros as well. And all of a sudden, we get his value back on 80 million. Off you go to Italy, right? Yeah. You get more time on the ball in Italy.
Jarle comes in and say, I don't think West Ham would want Scotty or Maguire now that Moyes has left the team. They got other targets now, and Maguire was rumored to Everton, but they got money problems. So I think we will struggle to offload both Maguire and McTominay this summer. That's a realistic take, and thanks for reminding us, Jarle.
Yeah. Who is West Ham's manager now?
Lopetegui, what? No, what's his name?
Yeah, isn't Lopetegui.
Oh, was it confirmed? I know they were in with him. I couldn't remember if they signed him up, but okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's Lopetegui, yeah.
So, listen, if we are talking about strike, grease me up like a grease Scottman, yeah. I'll take a Griezmann in for 600k a week. No way, man. It's going to be very interesting. But guys, we're playing Champions League tonight at Wembley Stadium, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a very interesting game. Sancho's value will go up, and the media is going to probably biggin them up. And they're going to make it about tomorrow. If Dortmund wins, it's going to be Sancho versus Ten Hag. Look here, right? But I don't think that Borussia Dortmund will win. For me, Champions League, they might as well give it a new name called Real Madrid League because they always win it. They always find a way. Score predictions, guys. I go for a cheeky 3-2 Real Madrid at the end of the day. Penalties, perhaps.
Yeah, I can see it maybe. I can see it going to extra time, but I'll 3-1 Madrid.
3-1. Burba is also saying 3-1 Madrid. I also believe so. I believe that the double eyebrows is coming tonight. Not this one, but the pirate one, the double one is going to come up, and they're going to score 3-1. You know what I'm talking about.
Ancelotti.
Don Carlo, yeah.
Yeah. He's just going to raise his eyebrow, and then it'll be like, yes.
And then after they're going to announce Mbappe.
Yeah, definitely.
They're the only club currently in the world that are still going for the Galactico model for some reason. 5-0 Real Madrid. Yeah, the money coming from Big Lebowski. 4-0 mental. What you're saying, yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the football today.
Yeah, it will be a good game, and I think Real Madrid will win it. But I think we will also see a good Dortmund team play because I think they can play without fear. They have nothing to lose, so I think they will go for it. But Real Madrid will win because they have the experience. They have the experienced players and the better quality of players. So for me, also my prediction is, let's say 3-2 Real Madrid.
Oh, imagine Jason Sancho scored. I believe that they sold us his evil twin brother. It's not Jadon. Jadon is now playing for the real. We got Jason Sancho. The headlines, if he scores, is going to be killer. But guys, I want to thank.
Imagine what we want: Sancho score, raises is transfer value and Madrid to win. So
Did you see yesterday they came out with a tweet to say that Dortmund cannot afford Jadon Sancho in his package? Like, bullshit, you can. You're mugs.
what was that tweet they put out a couple of weeks back? The we know how much it's worth. All right, then pay up then. So,
we are poor. We are poor. We don't have the money. What you thinking about?
you could imagine those going into negotiations with them, right? Here are your tweets.
Yeah.
Pay
It's
up.
what you know. What you have Jude Bellingham versus his own club as well, and Wembley. The stars are written there. Anyway, guys, I want to thank each and everyone. 1 hour and 40 minutes was more than I planned for the day. And I have my wife. It's going to fry my balls at the moment because she's waiting for me to go for dinner. We're not talking about Veronique kicking John Murtaugh's balls. Like, now she's done it twice. But I might have blue balls if I don't leave this studio right here, right now. I want to thank each and everyone and the super chat and the community. There's over 300 currently watching. You know what to do. It's free. We're not greedy Glazers. Give us a thumbs up if you get over 100. If you're watching in retrospective, as per usual, subscribe if you haven't. We're on the road for 300K and become a member. It's cheap. Love United, hate the Glazers, what Rushman is saying. Any final words from you, Jarvis, before we kill this stream?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking forward for the game tonight. And people, if you want to see more of John Kermode, where can people find you?
Exactly, Komodo.
Yes, I'm country on the All for United channel, so obviously we're a couple of our Stu's obviously on there, and so I do appear on there from time to time, and you can find me on Twitter at JohnKermo91. So thanks for having me on. I've enjoyed
No worries.
on here, and and looking forward to the game later on.
And if you want a personal stock John Commode, you have to pay expensive flight ticket to fly them all the way down to Florida. You know what to do.
Yes, exactly. It's nice and sunny.
There's the money.
Yes.
Big up, legends, everyone. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the football experience. Thank you, John, for coming in. Thank you, Jarvis Cocker, for coming in. Berber in the chat. Rushman in the chat. Who else do we have? Lillis United was in the chat. We have Kenny Fan TV. Take care. You know what? Amazing stream today. We come together strong as a community and we talk. We will be back. And not tomorrow. Tomorrow I will take a rest. But we will cover the transfer market and the latest in development. And if something breaks, we will be here. Until then, love the United, hate the Glazers, glory, glory, Manchester United. Thank you. Take care. See you the next time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials. Ole, ole.